Do not let your difficulties fill you with anxiety. After all, it is only in the darkest nights that stars shine more brightly. Life consists of 2 days, one for you, one against you. So when it's for you, don't be proud or reckless, and when it's against you, be patient, for both days are test for you. When the world pushes you to your knees, you're in the perfect position to pray. A graceful refusal is better than a lengthy promise. Courtesy costs nothing, but buys everything. A wise man always has something to say, whereas a fool always needs to say something. Take care of your tongue like the way you take care of gold and silver. Beware of speaking too much, for it increases mistakes and engenders boredom. Surely silence can sometimes be the most eloquent reply. It's never the value of water but thirst. It's never the value of life but death. And it's never about the friendship but trust. The nourishment of body is food, while the nourishment of the soul is feeding others. There is no rest for the person who has envy, and there is no love for the person who has bad manners. You are master of what you say until you utter it. Once you deliver it, you are its captive. Preserve your tongue as you do your gold and money. One word could bring disgrace and the termination of a bliss. You must be humble, as it is one of the greatest forms of worship. Not to have a thing is less humiliating than to beg it. You were ordered to obey to Allah, and you were created to perform good deeds. When you get ill, do not get nervous about it and try as much as possible to be hopeful. Honesty will guide you to goodness, and goodness will invite you to heaven. You should have hope in God alone, and should fear nothing but your sins. He is the wisest and the most knowing man who advises people not to lose hope and faith in the mercy of Allah, and not to be too sure and overconfident of immunity from his wrath and punishment. Our followers are like bees which live among birds. None of the birds recognize the bees because of their small size and weakness. They would not treat them this way if they realized that these very small bees can carry honey, which is very valuable, in their stomachs. Our enemies are not the Jews or the Christians. Our enemy is our own ignorance. If the eyes of a female cry over a man that oppressed her, then the angels will curse him with every step he walks. Your friends are 3 and your enemies are 3. Your friends are your friend, the friend of your friend, and the enemy of your enemy. Your enemies are your enemy, the enemy of your friend, and the friend of your enemy. Tears only dry up as a result of hardness of the heart, and the hearts only harden as a result of frequent sinning. In all periods and times when there were no prophets, there were individuals too, whom Allah spoke in whispers through their conscience and intellect. Nothing hurts a good soul and a kind heart more than to live amongst people who cannot understand it. The best deed of a great man is to forgive and forget.